start by saying what an honor it is to be here today. I know how valuable your time is, and I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. My name is Ashley Hamilton, and I work as an MSR for Prairie Center Credit Union out of Eston. I have 2 small children, and I have a strong belief in lifelong learning. I'm here today to present an idea that will create an opportunity to gain lasting membership and promote credit union culture to potential future job seekers. Meet Jennifer. Jennifer is a 26-year-old university graduate. She graduated 4 years ago, but was only able to find work in her field last year. Now that she has her career job, Jennifer wants to look at buying her first home. When she sits down with our lender, we find out that Jennifer has 4 credit cards, 2 of which are in collections. She also has an old cell phone that's been racked up and is in collections as well. With over $32,000 in student loans and a 410 Beacon score, Jennifer has some work to do before she'll qualify for a mortgage. Through her meeting with our lender, Jennifer learns that small payments on her credit cards would have kept her from being in collections. And while she loved her high school boyfriend, she probably shouldn't have set a cell phone in her name for him. No matter what your position is, all of our retail staff have seen situations like Jennifer. 20-somethings with items in collections, low Beacon scores, 0 savings, and unmanageable student loans. Generation Y, or those born after 1983, are dangerously unprepared to take the reins of their financial freedom. And the need to be fiscally responsible is more important than ever. The average university student in Canada is graduating today with over $28,000 in student debt, and the national youth unemployment rate sits at a staggering 15%. More alarming is that Generation Y is also the fastest rising demographic in luxury spending. Brand items, travel, and eating out are seemingly valued beyond education and retirement savings. A large part of the problem is a lack of education. A United States foundation called Jumpstart tested university students in financial literacy. What was their score? Only 60%. But this isn't just a problem on the other side of the border. British Columbia Securities Commission in 2011 gave a similar study that gave the exact same results. Fortunately, schools are slowly starting to recognize the problem. British Columbia and Ontario have been offering financial literacy as a mandatory part of school curriculum over the last 10 years. It is, however, an uphill battle. One teacher said, "The problem with financial education is that the material is being taught by people who are not trained to teach it." This is where we come in. As a financial institution, we are more than knowledgeable in finance, and as a credit union, we are more than respected in our communities. By taking our information and presenting it to kids in the classroom, we succeed in both educating and making a connection with these youth. Through Prairie Center's Achieve Scholarship program, we know that kids want more information from us, and they want to build a stronger relationship with their financial institution to grow their wealth. With Canada's lowest unemployment rate and highest individual net worth, teenagers here are primed to become the wealthiest Canadians in the next few decades. It will definitely pay to have a relationship with that demographic. My idea is to bring back the education of the past, bring back ideas such as your money's worth, but make them modern, fun, and relatable, and give our young leaders the reins to drive the program's success. Without further ado, I'd like to show you the creation of Student Cash Class. Student Cash Class has 3 phases for the creation. Phase 1 is a collaborative effort by credit union staff and local students. This is going to get the ideas flowing and get the thought process started on what we want to teach and what students want to learn. It will be designed to help students make smart financial decisions. We will be creating modern presentations that work correctly. Phase 2 is the testing phase, and this is important because we want to make sure that what we're creating is working out there in the schools. The ideas will be approved by senior staff and management. This will also create a connection with our young leaders and the senior staff. The models will be tested in the classroom, and student feedback is key. If it's not working for them, it's not working for any of us. Phase 3 is the finalization of it. This is a huge part. We want to make Student Cash Class available for all credit unions, no matter how small, no matter how big. There's different categories, and every credit union can find a use for it. We can also create an online presence so that credit unions can share with each other what works well and what doesn't. And we can encourage credit unions to find the right people to teach these classes. Young and fun is key. And what does Student Cash Class package look like? It could include the following topics: the basics of credit, student loan information, staying connected with your financial institution, mortgages, vehicle loans, agriculture finance, fraud, or investing. And these are just a few. It can entirely be based on what the demand is. But how do we get Student Cash Class into the schools? While this may be more difficult in some districts than others, I think public demand will be our greatest asset. By rallying parents and students towards our cause, we can use their feedback to help convince schools that our program is essential. Remember, it's not about selling, it's about education. Another crucial component of Student Cash Class is a social media presence. Many credit unions have already started involving social media in their business, but for those who don't, I suggest appointing a student liaison. This student can use their personal social media presence to tweet, share, and like the details of any upcoming Student Cash Class. This will drum up excitement and anticipation for the program. Now, let's talk about how Student Cash Class will benefit us as a credit union. It is affordable and available for any credit union. This will give so much freedom to the smaller credit unions who aren't always able to participate in some of these projects. It is adaptable, so the same program can be used by very large credit unions in the major centers and very small credit unions in the rural centers. You adapt it to what your needs are. The marketing budget on it is very low. Using social media, again, makes it available for all credit unions. And it creates a crucial connection with our young members. In today's lightning-fast worldwide economy, a program like this allows us to stand out. It allows us to shape the face of our business as young, fun, and caring enterprise. We know that grassroots marketing campaigns are effective, especially with younger generations. With targeted efforts, hands-on examples, and considerations for the youth demographic, marketing campaigns like this are exactly what credit unions need to set us apart from the big box banks. Now I'd like to introduce you to Jordan. Jordan signed up for a Step 1 account after attending Student Cash Class in high school. He knows the potential financial minefields to look out for. He also kept in touch with his credit union, and they helped him make smart financial decisions. They helped him grow his money. After graduating university, Jordan had some debt, but because of his financial education, he was able to manage it. At 26, he sits down with our lender to see what his options are when it comes to home ownership. Jordan has just paid off his car loan. He has a 785 Beacon score and over $10,000 in a savings account. Our lender was able to approve Jordan's loan. He got his home, and we got the business. As a retail staff member, I can tell you that we would all rather see success stories like this. With Student Cash Class, we can make them happen. As you are casting your vote today, I ask you to strongly consider Student Cash Class. It is inexpensive, it has broad availability, and it allows young staff to demonstrate leadership. There is a reason that 30% of the applications for this SYL competition spoke on attracting and educating youth. It is an area that all credit unions can improve on. I have a commitment to continue to work this program until it is reality. I feel that it is crucial for our youth and us as a business. This presentation has brought me one step closer. Thank you again for your time. I'll now throw back to Lindsay and Jill for some questions and answers.
Ashley, great idea. I'm just wondering about, have you approached the local school board about trying to get this program into the schools? And if so, why would they let us in as opposed to the banks who might jump on that idea as well?
We have actually been approached. Our credit union has been approached by the school board, not the other way around. And I think the reason that we're being approached over the big box banks is because we're extremely active in our community. They're already seeing us out there. We're supporting their events, we're supporting their families, and they in turn want to be able to support us and give us the opportunity to do these presentations.
Great job. Thanks very much for the presentation.
Thank you.
I've read some things about gamification of financial literacy, right? That if you actually can translate it into a game where there's pretend outcomes, almost like Sim City or Sim Life, that it might be more impactful. Just wondering if you came across that in your thinking or research on the idea.
Definitely. I think that gaming it can make it more approachable for certain students, but I also think that we have to keep a reality aspect of it as well. It's going to depend on who we're focusing our education on. My particular project is aimed towards grade 10 students, but we have had suggestions that we speak to even younger students. I think the younger they are, the more the gaming approach takes effect, and the older they are, the more we have to kind of root it in reality.